cars, clothes, food for my family. I was able to do that because of Mr. B. Because of Mr. B. Please, everybody, subscribe so that he can keep doing videos like this, man. And it could be one of you guys. You'll never know. And it could be one of you guys. You'll never know.
Most people get mad and say this is a bad way to get views. Tell them, like, you're okay with this. Are you okay with it?
Hell yeah.
That's right, YouTube.
Best day of my life, right here.
Homeless people don't care if I use them for views.
What's going on, people? It's me, Marco B. And today we're going to be talking about Mr. Beast. Jimmy. Mr. Beast. Jimmy. What's up, Jimmy? And I know some people are going, Jesus Christ, another hating ass nigga, fucking, dada, get off his dick. Oh my God, that's my Lord, that's my King. I love you, Jimmy. It's fine. That's fine. I am a hating ass nigga. There's been a lot of people defending him, especially the big YouTubers, big streamers. They all love Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast is king. Mr. Beast is the nicest person in the world. Daddy Jimmy. Oh, I love you, Jimmy. We're not going to get into everything that, all the controversy that Mr. Beast is in terms of how you view his content or not. What I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight the problem with Mr. Beast in general and why he should rightly get criticized by people. We're going to look at his content. We're going to look at his philanthropy. And we're also going to look at his investments with idiots like Logan Paul and your girlfriend's excited Uncle Gary V. We're going to see that. And I'll be honest, a lot of people are living in La La Land and choosing to just not face reality simply because it involves somebody that they like. We're just going to briefly just say who he is. Oh, fuck, my eye is itchy, bro. Fuck. Okay, we're just going to get into his name is Jimmy Donaldson. He started YouTube about 10 to 11 years ago. His first bit of virality was posting stuff like counting up to 100,000 or counting up to 200,000. Shit like that. That was what he did. That was what blew him up in the first instance before he jumped onto this new wave of content that he's been doing over the last few years now. With this new wave of content essentially making him into what he is today, which is the biggest YouTuber on the planet, or I think top 2. But yeah, the biggest YouTuber on the planet and one of the biggest people in internet history, with a massive net worth and a big company under his belt. Let's just talk about the most recent shit first of all. Yeah, the whole South Africa went there, donated 20,000 shoes to African children who couldn't walk. Poor African children. I've been hearing that shit since I was little. Poor African children. I thought we'd stop this whole white savior bullshit, man. I thought we'd stop this shit. There's a reason fucking Comic Relief stopped sending people like Ed Sheeran to go to Africa to be like, yo, look at these poor people. Guys over here in Britain, we need your money to help these poor Africans. This whole narrative of, oh yeah, poor children that walked 50,000 miles had to fight 20 zebras. Now here I am, white Jesus, to save them all. Here's a shoe for you. Here's a shoe for you. A shoe for you too. A shoe. I'm telling you, this guy can do all of this. There does not need to be a video. Why is there a video? It's weird when anyone else does it, but it's okay when he does it. I'm so confused. Why does there need to be a video of you helping African kids? And we tell ourselves that he's allowed to do it because it's his brand. Nobody else is allowed to do it. In fact, no, I think there are some people on YouTube that are doing it. Maybe these are the people Mr. Beast is inspiring. I can see the similarities. I can definitely see the similarities. We're just going to go over a video which in my opinion is pretty shitty and in pretty bad taste. It's to do with, it's once again, this Mr. Beast, he did a game show where the winner wins $1 million. That's great. Fuck, $1 million, yes. So yeah, they win $1 million and that's it. That's it. Usually that's what the game show is. You win, they give you the money. And then you go. You go with the money. Spend it how you want to. Spend it how you want to. However, Mr. Beast's game show is slightly different. Because not only do you win the $1 million, you got to spend it straight after. And you might say that, oh no, he wanted to do this. Did he? Because we learned his financial situation in the video. And I don't know. The best thing to maybe do with $1 million, maybe buy a few key necessities, but then you'd keep most of it. You'd definitely keep most of it. But this guy here, he is spending it all fairly quickly after he's won it for a Mr. Beast video. Why? Why is that? I don't know.
Last one of you to take your hand off this $1 million stack of cash keeps it. Mark is the winner of the $1 million challenge.
No way!
Yes.
No way!
All right, so you now have 24 hours to spend the $1 million. Are you ready?
Why does he have to spend it so quickly? Why does he need to spend it so quickly, Mr. B? So you can get another video? Fuck. That was an intense sneeze. I'm sorry about that. If I scared any of you, I'm hoping the mic didn't pick that up. We'll see, and we'll see while I'm editing it. Like, I can understand him winning the game show, that being the content. Why is there now a whole nother 15-minute video of him spending this, which I'm sure he agreed to, while you, who's just given him $1 million, asked him to? I'm sure he agreed to when the man who has $1 million to give him is asking him to. And why wouldn't he? Like, I just can't imagine, you know, I've just won $1 million and now I've got a camera crew following me about with a bunch of people I don't fucking know telling me to buy shit now, and I'm supposed to be authentic with it and buy what I really want. I'm gonna feel awkward as shit. Like, I mean, if one of the guys says, oh, do you want this? Do you want this? Do you want this? As the camera's pointed at you while you're doing a fun Mr. Beast video, of course you're gonna want everything. You're just gonna be like, yeah. You're doing a fun Mr. Beast video. What are you gonna do? Say no? No, I'd rather spend my money, you know, think about this calmly and take a while to just process what's going on. I just won $1 million, Mr. Beast. You think that's gonna happen?
Where he lives. So this is where you currently live.
Yeah, this is my room. You know, this is where me, my wife sleep. You see, it ain't no room at all. Like,
You can't even open the door.
Bro, what the fuck is with this sad ass music, man? Like, we get it, the man is poor. We get it, the man is poor. Fuck me, you don't have to make it look like this guy was living in the pits of fucking depravity and depression. It's like, what is that music for?
All the way.
Right. This is my little cousin's room.
Your little cousin sleeps on an air mattress?
Yeah, and he popped it, so it's flat.
Your cousin is sleeping on an air mattress that's like has a hole in it, so he's sleeping on the floor. Can I just say, I'm super glad you won the $1 million. I really am. The more you show us around, the more I'm like, thank God you won the $1 million.
We got the 2000.
What the fuck does that even mean? What? That's such a weird thing to say. Like, to come to someone's house, just completely talk about how shitty the house is because you gave them $1 million. Like, he's not complaining. Like, that's the thing. He was never complaining. But it's almost like Mr. Beast thinks because he's gotten money now, as in he's given this guy $1 million, now happiness. He's gonna be happy now. Like, this is just completely unnecessary. It's just so unnecessary. Why do we need to see this? Like, why is this a thing? Why do we need to go to the man's house, show his living conditions, and show how he lives and his upbringing, to show how much Mr. Beast has changed this man's life by giving him $1 million? Give the man $1 million and let him spend it how he fucking wants. Why does he need to spend it in 24 hours? Nobody wants to spend $1 million in 24 hours. It makes no sense. Of course it makes no sense, because it's a fucking gimmick for a video. It's a gimmick for a video. Except the gimmick is that you're actually taking advantage of people's real life situations to make YouTube videos. That's just the truth of it. And we as the viewers will like it, comment, subscribe, whatever Jimmy wants. This is a video to Mr. Beast. The argument that he's not benefiting from this, that's a thing. He's benefiting from this and he continues to benefit from this. This is a video to him. Everything he's thought about with this video, from the thumbnail to, the revenue he's gonna generate, that type of shit, that's being thought out by Mr. Beast for this video. Okay? But to him, the person he's helping, that's his real life. Like, this is a life-changing thing for him. A completely life-changing thing for him. But for Mr. Beast, it's a case of, in 2 days' time, he's gonna look for someone else to help for a new YouTube video. Because once again, if YouTube did not exist, and for him to benefit greatly from these types of content, from this charity type of content, if he wasn't in a place to benefit from it continuously with these types of videos, he wouldn't do it. So let's drop the whole thing that, oh yeah, but maybe it might mean something to Mr. Beast too, because it doesn't. That's not why he started it. He started this shit because he knew exactly what it would result in. Because people liked seeing that shit. And obviously, I know people are gonna say, "Oh yeah, but he gets a kick out of helping people because he has to want to help people for this to even be a thing." And I don't really see how that can be a thing, because if he just genuinely likes helping people, then help people. Help people. Just do that. Just help people. Why does it need to turn into a whole content loop? Because we've already established that you're not inspiring anyone to do shit. So this whole thing is just an ego. That's just it. It's just to build your own ego, build your own brand, and build the Mr. Beast empire. That's it though. And I just wish more people could just admit that, because that's fine. It's a business. You're trying to grow your business. But all this bullshit that, like, he's a good person, he's a great guy, he's this, he's that. How do I know? How do you know this? How does anybody know this? Do you know him? I don't know him. All I'm seeing is a guy milking fucking unfortunate situations of other people and using it for content. That's all I'm seeing. Because I don't fucking know the guy. So what, am I going to be jumping around hoops to try to determine his reasoning behind it? Nah, I'm seeing people in shitty situations now being put on camera for millions and millions of people to see, while the nigga got some sad music playing in the background. Poor you. That's all I'm seeing. That's all I'm seeing. Does that make the guy a good... Am I supposed to call him a good person? Like, we can start getting into philanthrocapitalism and all of that shit, but it's unnecessary. At the end of the day, I don't want a billionaire or a millionaire going to Africa to give 20,000 shoes. I don't care that a billionaire is giving a homeless person a car or a fucking 20,000. That's nothing, because we all know that where change in these things actually matter and actually apply is at the institutional level. A rich person giving a homeless person 20,000 is nothing other than a YouTube video. It's literally nothing other than a YouTube video. Like, how many times do we keep needing to explain that charity is not the answer? You doing charity, I could not give a fuck. I have been seeing and hearing charities since I was a child. I don't care. I need people to start talking if they care about change. That's it. That's it. And he doesn't do that. So why the fuck would I give a fuck about any of this shit? Like, I'm literally just watching an exploitative motherfucker exploit people. And another thing that you'll notice in this video is Mr. Beast tends to, like, just always interject and, give responses when the guy who's spending the $1 million should be the one giving the responses. And just watch this bit here.
Pretty sure you got this key right.
Thank you.
Congratulations on
Thank you. I appreciate it. Seriously. Just for clarity, how much is this house? It's 165, right?
Yep.
Okay. Which is perfectly in the budget, because we have $1 million. All right. We're gonna go.
Like, do you see how weird that shit is? Perfectly in the budget, because we have $1 million. Are you my wife? What are you trying to tell me how to spend my money? Because I'm sorry, if the guy has won the money, it's his money now. What is Mr. Beast telling him or even inputting on how the guy spends his money? It adds to what I said earlier, where I said it feels like he's spending Mr. Beast's money, not his. I'm sorry. You're not going to believe this. I'm sorry. You're not going to fucking believe this. You are not going to. This is the first time I'm really sitting down to really watch a full video. Does he do this in all of his videos? Please tell me he does it. Please tell me he does it. Watch this.
Been today, so
Can I buy this lamp?
Well, certainly.
All right, cool. Thank you.
Cars, clothes, food for my family. I was able to do that because of Mr. Beast. Please, everybody, subscribe so that he can keep doing videos like this, man. And it could be one of you guys. You'll never know.
Mark, you've only spent $36,000 so far.
What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? Like, I'm so sorry, but it gets to the point you're not helping, and this is not to help him. This is so weird. How can you help someone, but in the same breath, tell them, yo, do you mind just, telling everyone that's watching to subscribe? Also, let them know it can also be them. That'll get in more subscribers. I don't know. Are we actually at this level right now where this is praised and this is clapped for? When at the same breath we say that, we shouldn't record ourselves giving money or food to homeless people and seeing the homeless person's reaction and shit like that. But in the same breath, it's okay for Mr. Beast to do stuff like this? Literally ask the person that he's helping to shout him out. This is complete manipulation. This whole thing is manipulation. I'm sorry, because I've never seen this. I didn't see this bit before. But now it was no. That's not. This is weird. This is so fucking weird. And I know there's people gonna be defending it. I want to hear the arguments. I want to hear people actually defending it, because I want to hear the arguments for it as to why that is necessary. I just want to know why that is necessary. In fact, this entire video, after a man has just won $1 million from a game show, you then record the man spending the $1 million in 24 hours for a fucking gimmick for a video. And not only that, you basically manipulate the man to fucking shout you out. He doesn't know you. Not just a guy on a game show he went to. What? Like, I'm sure a lot of you will watch this video or have seen this video yourself. But if I'm just watching back, there's some weirdness going on. Because, I can imagine it being weird. If you watch the entire video, it almost seems like a bunch of strangers interacting with each other for the first time, and everybody's just awkward. Because, of course, they're awkward. The guy who's just he doesn't know Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast doesn't know him. None of the friends know this guy. They're probably thinking shit is weird too. Because it is weird. Because it's literally, because the only purpose this serves is this YouTube video. He's modeled these shit after people like Bill Gates and Mark Zuckerberg. All these charities, donations, this and that, all these good deeds. Yeah, it's philanthrocapitalism. We've seen time and time again that shit doesn't mean a thing. It does, and 9 out of 10 times, it's usually used for businesses to get away with other things. Which is why we don't know Mr. Beast yet. We're all just hail, hail, hail. It's crazy. It's crazy. Like, remember Mark Zuckerberg doing all this shit, and then it was found out that the real reason he was doing all of this philanthropy shit was to get away with a lot of taxes. Allegedly. Domino's spent $100,000 to give to small businesses. That's a good thing though, isn't it? That's a good thing. But then, what if I told you they then spent 500 times the amount to promote that they did that? So they spent 50 million to promote that they gave 100,000 to small businesses. That's not weird. Like, when you hear that, you wouldn't praise it. What else? Volkswagen were pledging to all these causes, all these good causes for the environment, all these save the whales, all that shit, all these stuff, emissions, all of that. They were doing the best for it, pledging to all these causes. But then at the same time, they were also creating cars, Volkswagen vehicles that were cheating the emission tests. So they weren't actually doing anything good at all. They weren't doing anything good. Yeah, pledge to all that shit. But at the same time, you're making cars that are still contributing to that. Elon Musk and Tesla. How Tesla's always been praised for being green. They're so good for the environment. But Tesla, like 20% of their revenue come from carbon credits. Carbon credits, which they then use to sell to other either countries, companies, businesses, that will allow these businesses to abuse the system of buying carbon credits to offset their emissions. So they can do whatever the fuck they want. As long as they buy the carbon credits, it then offsets. It offsets the emissions that they've produced throughout the year or the quarter. So you see how, so in turn, yeah, Tesla is doing well, but they're also contributing by selling these carbon credits to bail all these companies that aren't for the environment. I also kind of think people are just choosing to be very obtuse with this guy. And obviously because of all this philanthropy shit that he does, he shielded himself from a lot of criticism. But it's weird how we obviously call out a lot of influencers and a lot of people in that space for taking all these crypto scams, for, you know, just all these unethical behavior that they shell out to their audience or whatever. But when it comes to Mr. Beast, we all just ignore it. A lot of the videos that he does are sponsored, right? A lot of the things that he gives away have already been paid for. Sometimes he shouts out the company, sometimes he doesn't. I don't know what's in the agreements, but sometimes he'll shout out the company and everybody he acts as if this company is a great company, helping the people. It's just a charitable thing that they did. For example, there's a turkey video out there where he donates 250,000 turkeys to people.
Let's start here. In November 2021, Mr. Beast and the team spent the day giving away 10,000 turkeys at a food drive in Greenville, North Carolina. The video has almost 6 million views. The 10,000 turkeys, worth $250,000, were donated by Genio, who got credited throughout the video and in the description.
In case you're wondering how we got 10,000 turkeys to give away, they all actually came from Genio. And the crazy thing is, this is their largest donation ever. Last year, they donated over 400,000 pounds of turkeys to people in need. Like this. Where'd you get that from? I found it. That's not fake?
This oven-ready turkey from Genio?
Did they tell you to say that?
They did. They gave me $3 and a turkey. They're also pre-seasoned.
And more importantly, they gave us 10,000 turkeys to give away at this food drive, so I forbid you from buying a turkey from any other brand for this Thanksgiving.
This is the Thanksgiving turkey now.
Obviously, we couldn't have done it without them.
Of course, while $250,000 donation sounds like, and in some ways is, a lot of money, it's a small figure for a company whose parent company, the food conglomerate Hormel Foods, is worth $27 billion. $250,000 is around the same price a company like this might pay for a television commercial that would be shorter, more direct, less likely to go viral, and soon disappear into the ether of forgotten adverts. And of course, this video does not come across like an advert at all. It appears to be a simple philanthropic act from a socially responsible company.
So Mr. Beast gets the turkeys, donates them out. The turkeys have already been paid for by the company. So when he's giving them out, he shouts out the company, talks about how great they are, how they're this, how they're that. But then when you look into the company and you actually find out, who this company are, you're like, there's a lot of shit going on with you guys.
What motivation could Jenny O have for publicly giving away free turkeys every year? Well, Genio is owned by Hormel Foods, a huge conglomerate which owns over 40 brands including Genio, Spam, Applegate and Skippy Peanut Butter. In 2021, Hormel, Genio's parent, and Smithfield, who Mr. Beast has also worked with in this Feeding America video, were both accused of being involved in an illegal price-fixing scheme to inflate the prices of pork and increase their profits. These two companies, Hormel and Smithfield, along with two others, Tyson and JBS, control 80% of the meat market in the United States.
And in the lawsuit, it says that they've allegedly been manipulating this whole shit since 2009. And if you think, he's not directly hurting anyone, he's just taking money from them and he's doing the good things with this money. This is what I mean when I say it's hurting somebody else, just not in his vicinity.
These conglomerates have been growing in power since the 80s as regulations have been weakened, Mergers and acquisitions have been encouraged to cut costs, and lobbying of politicians has increased, while at the same time, half of the least well-paid jobs are in the food industry. The conditions are getting worse too. One study in 2013 found that 42% of poultry workers had some evidence of carpal tunnel. One former worker at Chicken Quick said that there are so many injustices there. Sometimes you get really dizzy from how fast the line speed went, but we're not allowed to say we're not going to work at this speed. They're not asking you, they're telling you you have to do it. In 2019, these workers at Jennie-O went on strike when one claimed she wasn't offered medical attention and was fired after her hand got stuck in a machine she was never trained to work on in the first place.
So when you're actively aiding in the growth of companies like this, you can't then sit down, look me in the eye and tell me that you're for the people. No.
So remember, Jennie-O spent $250,000 on this video with Mr. Beast. The previous year, during the 2020 election cycle, the food industry spent $175 million on lobbying and political contributions. 2/3 went to Republicans who want to roll back regulations even further. And to understand how much of an effect this has and how popular it's become with the industry, it's worth noting that the figure was only 29 million in 1992. These conglomerates dominate our shelves and our politics while driving out competition and inflating prices. Jennie-O's parent, Hormel Foods' profits have skyrocketed in recent years, while the price farmers get paid for meat has declined at the same time. Across the world, while food conglomerates do well, farmers are struggling financially, getting into debt and facing a mental health crisis.
So you doing these good things are not actually good things if bad things are happening as a result of you doing these good things. You know, if you promote a shitty business, right, while telling everybody that that business is great, that business is going to become greater. That business becomes greater, they then have more power, and that's going to be fucking somebody else up somewhere else. So you're doing good things while creating problems somewhere else. It's just not problems you directly have to deal with because you're doing good things. There's gonna come a time where Mr. Beast is now so massive, he's reaching a ridiculous amount of people. People are turning to him for ads. Yo, do this, shout us out, tell people how great we are, because it's gonna get to a point where his audience is gonna be so massive that that shit is gonna be worth it for them. These big companies are going to be funding his videos like mad while he's pushing and he's driving up his own brand, driving up their own shit, their own revenue, all of that nonsense. And only people getting fucked up are once again regular people like you or me. You or me are the ones getting fucked up. Mr. Beast is benefiting from this by all of us watching his shit. We're talking about this man right now. He's at a fucking level that rivals some of the biggest celebrities, like I'd say, in the world right now. Let's remember, yeah, this whole partnership that this company had with Mr. Beast, it garnered them a lot of good public, you know, it made their public image look very, very good. You know, shit was being posted by The Independent, Yahoo News, the US News, all of that shit. All the big publications were saying, yo, look at this great company giving out 250,000 or spending 250,000 on turkeys to give to the poor people. That's a good company right there. But people who just didn't really look into the company, because I mean, why would most people look into the company? They're gonna trust Mr. Beast's word and just say, yeah, that's a great company, let's get our turkey this year for Christmas. It's because his image is shielded by this whole nice guy philanthropy shit. That's why this stuff isn't even like, most people don't even look into this, because it's like, oh, Mr. Beast isn't like other influencers, he's actually a nice guy. Like, what do you mean he's not a nice guy? He gives homeless people money, cars, he helps cure blindness, he does all nice things, he donates to charity. What do you do? So yeah, it makes him look good. In that way, if you ever criticize what he's doing, you just have legion of Mr. Beast fans just telling you that he does good things, you don't do anything, he's richer than you, you're poor as shit. I know, I've not even got the heating on in my house. I'm wearing a hoodie. I'm just chilling. I'm not helping anybody, but I'm not hurting anybody either. I'm just doing my shit. And I want to touch on the prison video. That prison video that Mr. Beast did. Probably his worst one in my opinion. And it's quite clear that this man is completely out of touch with reality. Whereas he knows what's going on, but he kind of just doesn't really care. And he just... Let's remember, Mr. Beast, he said he wanted to run for president, didn't he? He said that quite a few times, he wants to run for president. While not being political. He said he don't want to be political, but he wants to run for president. That makes sense, Mr. Man. But yeah. So, the prison video where he spends 50 hours in a maximum security prison. Presumably he rented the prison out and him and his boys can have a grand old time in a maximum security prison. Because he's Mr. Man Beast.
The next 50 hours locked up here.
Get in here. Chance against the wall.
There against the wall. I'm just gonna do what he says. I am officially locked in prison with Nolan. How's it going? Not good. Basically, me, Nolan, and all my other friends agreed to spend 50 hours in prison. How's it going, boys?
I feel right at home.
Just so we're clear, we are going to...
Okay, we're just... I mean, like, we already see... I'm sure if you've got quite a few brain cells up there twinging and working, you know that... Oh... Yo, this is prison, right? The whole concept of let me spend 50 hours in prison. Wow, what a fun video this is gonna be for my viewers. That's already fucked up. That's already, you know, a man that's completely out of touch with just the reality of the world. This is not content. Especially when we know what the American prison system is like. I mean, let's not be stupid. We know exactly what the American prison system is like. Let's just continue.
We're going to be treated exactly like inmates, okay? We're going to be eating real prison food. We're going to have to mop and clean the prison and all around subjected to the mental warfare that is being a prisoner. I hope you guys are ready. First thoughts on my brand new bed? It's very uncomfortable. I would like to discuss the toilets. What are your thoughts on them?
I'm not gonna lie, mine has like a yellow tint to it.
That's what I was about to ask. Now that we've established the toilets are disgusting, let's all taste test the fountain. Ugh. Ugh, there was something in it.
Look at all that stuff.
I'm just not gonna drink water. I'll just die.
Over the course of this prison video, he talks about how terrible prison is, to the point where the water is undrinkable, the bed is unsleepable, it's mental warfare, you can't even fucking sleep. He talks of but he says it in obviously the jokey Mr. Beast way. He uses words like prison, it's almost like it's designed to treat you like an animal. Not like a person, like an animal. And let's remember what the American prison system is like. Once again, let's remember what that system is like, and about how it's not always fair. You can't say that system is always fair. Okay, so a lot of people have to live this, some of them unjustly, and I just don't understand how that's a fun little video. Do you think you could never be in that position where this becomes your reality? I just don't understand. This could be anybody. Anybody could be there. If we live in a fair and just system, then anybody could potentially end up in this situation. I don't think that, like, what? It's not even like a jokey joke. It's just like, hi guys, I'm in prison. Ha ha ha. That's just it. That's it. I just don't understand what the fun content is about this. What, you think the guards are treating you like a prisoner? I don't understand. If they did, I want them to treat him the way they treat some prisoners in there. I want to see how fun the video gets then. I want to see how fun the video gets then. I love that. That's a cute. That's Mr. Beast. That's funny, man. You imagine he's just cussing this shit out. Like millions and millions of Americans don't have to live this. It's crazy. A lot of them, unjustly as well, have to live this in these conditions. But this is a fun little video for him. This is a nice little fun video for Mr. Beast.
Name, inmate.
Weddle.
Doyon?
What kind of last name is that?
I'm French Canadian, all right?
My last name?
Yes.
Imagine Dragon.
I'm gonna back up.
Imagine Dragon D's nuts on your face.
Oh.
I'll be back for you guys.
Hey, it's him. I'm not doing it.
I'm not scared. Come get us. Get him too.
Lights out.
Do we have to get in our bunk?
Lights out. Get in your bunk.
About to spend the night in prison. It feels like I took a blanket and just laid it in the middle.
And if you know Mr. Beast was to speak on any of the real issues going on with the American prison system, then yeah, this can be whatever the fuck he wants. This can be whatever video he wants. Because at least there's a message behind it. There's a reason for all this tomfoolery and this nonsense. But he never once even goes into that realm. So to him, this was just a whole system that, once again, he is just exploited and used. Because to him, this is a place he could never, ever end up in. So yeah, this is a fun video.
In the middle of the night to make sure no prisoners escaped.
Roll call. State your name.
Noah.
State your name.
Jimmy.
Noah.
These things are constricting.
Over here, face the wall.
I feel like I actually did something illegal now. Oh, this.
The one guy who says, stabbings? What kind of prison is this? What kind of prisons do you know? What do you think prison is? Like, exactly. Did you think they just went in there to get rehabilitated and then they all came back out jolly good fellows? It's just...
Showers now, but there's no hot water. That really seems like torture to me.
Brush teeth.
What kind of sorry excuse
I
with
had too many
toothbrush is this?
stabbings with toothbrushes.
Stabbings? What kind of prison is this? How am I supposed to brush my teeth? I'm gonna get a cavity.
Inmate coming out of shower. Inmate out of shower.
It's on your finger.
This is a toothbrush. Look at this thing.
I feel like the objective of prison is to make you feel like an animal.
There is a YouTuber that I came across, I think a few days ago actually, and I watched his video this morning and he summed up this whole prison shit with Mr. Beast perfectly. His name is The Tabernacle, I think. The Tabernacle, that's his name. That might be wrong. It's either The Tabernacle or The Tabernacle. I apologize for that, but it's not my fault. You can't blame me for that.
And then this guy uploads a video like it's really fun, and there's no point to the video apart from it being a fun challenge. He's not raising awareness, he's not doing anything to do with charity. It's just a backdrop for his video. And again, this is insanely problematic because he's doing this when millions of Americans are in this system right now. And of course, you have to be so racially insensitive to not understand the implications of what you're doing and how you're making light of a situation, because America historically, and it got ramped up under Joe Biden and Bill Clinton with the crime bill, has imprisoned disproportionately people of color for non-violent drug offenses, sometimes for the rest of their lives, right? Who will have to live in conditions like this for the rest of their lives. And not to mention, there's a whole private prison industry which incentivizes like the courts to imprison people for profit, and of course prison labor, where prisoners are used basically as slave labor. It's still an extension in many ways of African slavery. All of these things are tied up in the prison system. Mr. Beast has gone through that for 50 hours and he's talking about how terrible it is firsthand, and he still puts out this video like it's a fun joke and does nothing to raise awareness.
I have a man who is very happy to shell out for these big corporate companies, but when it comes time to, you know, actually send out a message or speak up on these real issues that he is very much in positions to speak on, he chooses not to. He will choose simply not to. How is that different to all the other people we call out? How is that any different? Because he has nice editing? Pow, pow, pow. Great. Argument that, oh yeah, he puts all his money into his content, you know, he's recycling the money, he's created a loop for the money, and thinking that he doesn't use the money himself, or he doesn't keep any of the money, or he doesn't well, I don't understand that argument. He's making a lot of money from these videos. He's making a lot of money, a lot. And how do I want to prove that? I mean, somebody who wouldn't have any money wouldn't take part in a manipulation scheme, market manipulation scheme involving other rich people. It's like rich people don't call people that don't have money to partake in that shit. But Gary V called up Mr. Beast and was like, hey, fellow rich man. Hello, fellow rich person. I've got this thing going up with securities. You, me, other rich people like us, we should drive the price of that shit up. Let's do that. You know who else was involved in that shit? Logan Paul. Logan Paul was involved in this too. So that kind of tells you that whole circle of what's going on. You got Mr. Beast, you got Logan Paul, and you got Gary V. And they're all talking about driving the price up. Was it security NFTs? I'm not even sure. But I got something to show y'all, because I'm not just going to say this. We're just going to show you.
So me and Logan both bought punks. You guys have probably seen on his Twitter that he bought a bunch of crypto punks at the same time, right? When Gary pulled us in that call. Just out of nowhere, just calls me. And he's like, yo, I got like 30 people to call, hop in. I'm like, I don't care. He's like, it'll be the best decision of your life. Just get in. I was like, okay. So there's like all these like very successful people in this call. And Gary's just like, everyone shut the up. Here's what you're going to do, and you're going to do it right now. You're all going to buy a bunch of crypto punks.
So Jimmy, or Mr. Beast, just beautifully painted the picture for us. Gary V says, CryptoPunks, an NFT project, is going to be the next biggest thing. How do I know that? Because all of us are going to make it the next biggest thing. If we all band together and buy them, create a monopoly, the price has only one option. It's going to go up. And what do you think happened?
CryptoPunks. It's going to be huge. It's going to be the next Facebook. All of us were like, okay,
Everyone's
Gary.
judging. I'm texting Logan. And
He's
I'm
like, is
Gary lost
this
his
legit?
mind.
Bro, all of us were like, yo, Gary's nuts. Yo, Gary was right again.
Are you guys hearing the words like coming out of this man's mouth? They're laughing about market manipulation. This is a crime if this was stocks, right? Securities. This is not allowed for multiple reasons.
Like 8 of them, and they did pretty good.
And any zingers? Any like real special ones?
I had some that like whatever 20, 30x.
What?
20 to 30x his money on a JPEG created by a bubble of other rich people, probably just laundering their money.
I bought a bunch of, so then I rolled the money into VFriends because Gary, same thing, called me. He's like, VFriends. I was like, I don't know if you know, but last time I made money, sure.
Mr. Beast just said he rolled the profits from the CryptoPunk gig into VFriends, which is Gary V's flagship NFT project.
You guys, a question? When
the best part is Logan Paul's sidekick. He makes, like, I didn't think this guy had a voice like this on him. I didn't think he could be vocal like this. This is the first time I've heard him speak. I don't even know if he intended it to be this way. But he basically just called them out on the whole thing and was like, hold on a minute. He asked the question that we are all thinking when we just heard that.
I bought a bunch of, so then I rolled the money into VFriends because Gary, same thing, called me. He's like, VFriends. I was like, I don't know if you know, but last time I made money, sure.
Mr. Beast just said he rolled the profits from the CryptoPunk gig into VFriends, which is Gary V's flagship NFT project.
You guys, a question? When Gary does that call with all these billionaires and 8 months or a year later, everybody's like, Gary was right again.
Yeah.
Is it possible that he's right because of the call? Is it possible that he's right because of the call?
It's like, it's this whole thing, from everything I've seen about this guy, it's the equivalent of a king, you know, coming to a poor fucking town or whatever and just flinging money about, just flinging coins, gold coins, as all the beggars rush for it, while thanking my lord. Thank you, my lord. Thank you. Love you, my lord. And I'm just supposed to be clapping for him? What if I don't want to clap? Then what? What if I want to shit on what he's doing instead? What if I want to look at the wider picture of what's going on and call that out? What, I can't do that because he's doing good things? He's doing good things? What good things? What is he sacrificing to do any of this? Okay, if he had to sacrifice anything, would he still do this? Let's ask ourselves that. If he had to sacrifice anything, would he still do this? Okay, if the answer is no, is he still doing a good thing? Or is he just benefiting from the good things he happens to be doing? That doesn't make him a good person. That doesn't make him a good person at all. As far as I'm concerned, this is just a YouTuber. A YouTuber doing YouTube. Take YouTube out of this. He's not doing this anymore. I just don't understand how we aren't seeing him as just another rich YouTuber trying to make more money. He's found content that works and he's exploiting it to make the most amount of money he possibly can to build an empire. That is great. That's great. To me, this is the white Jay-Z. This is the white Jay-Z to me. Take advantage of your situation. Fucking yeah, let's go. So yeah, you're doing good things, but you're actively supporting bad things. And you doing good things does not absolve you of all the bad shit that's going on behind the scenes. Which is why you don't really see him talk about, the systemic problems or any of the root causes to any of these issues, because he's actively profiting from it. I mean, why would he speak about the root cause of homelessness when there's a homeless person for him to give 20,000 to every time he wants to make a video? Like, why would he do that? You've never denounced any of these things. You've never actually shown solidarity with any of these people that you claim to be for. But instead, you're shilling out for these billion-dollar conglomerates while manipulating and gearing more and more of your fans to purchase from them. While they continue to just do shitty things while taking advantage of people like you or me and Mr. Beast and all these fans and all the people defending him are just gonna pretend like it's just not a thing. Like there's just not a wider picture going on. Calling people out for criticizing him. Why the fuck can people not criticize him? He ain't fucking Jesus Christ. But yes, Mr. Beast is helping the world. What a difference we have seen. Mr. Beast has said he wants to inspire the kids. That's the reason he does these videos, to inspire the kids. We've heard it before, yeah. Inspire the kids, get the kids going, yeah. But he's tweeted it as well multiple times. Here's one of his most recent tweets that he tweeted. You can read the entire tweet for yourself. But yeah, this is one of the bits that we're gonna look at. That is one of the reasons. It's one of the reasons Mr. Beast claims he does all these things. Inspire millions of kids to do good. Use revenue from good deed to do next good deed. And that bit right there. Who do we think Mr. Beast is trying to inspire? I'll let you have a think. He says inspire the kids, so I don't really think you need to think more than that. But yeah, he says inspire the kids. Now think, which of the kids who watch Mr. Beast's videos will ever be able to do any of the things he does? I'll let you think about that one. None of them. Well, maybe we'll say 0.0001%, right? So it's not really inspiring anybody. But you know what can inspire people? You actually talking and commenting and challenging the narrative. Trying to advocate for systemic change in these things that you do. That is what will inspire people, because you giving the video and the content that Mr. Beast makes doesn't benefit anyone else except Mr. Beast. It doesn't tackle the issue. It doesn't educate anyone on the issue. It doesn't even serve to promote what the real issue is. It's more so just there to show Mr. Beast doing a good thing to help someone else. I don't know who that is inspiring. But I do know who it benefits. The reason he's getting so much backlash is because he's supposed to be a philanthropist that's actively trying to seek change in these things. But when we look at it, he really doesn't. It's completely disingenuous to shout out a sponsor, talk about how great they are, talk about how they're funding your videos, all of these great things, tell all your fans to go over there, get from them, buy their products, while at the same time, this company is destroying the lives of so many other people on the other end. It's ridiculous. And people are rightly pushing back and saying, yo, a lot of these people that are sponsoring you, they're very unethical and they're causing a lot more harm than good, and you're collecting money of them while promoting them and saying that they're great companies to do free labor for him in supermarkets. So essentially basically telling his audience, yo, if you see my stuff, tidy it up for me, do that shit for free, it'll make me richer and it'll make me happy. And obviously everyone's gonna go, yes, Mr. Beast, we'll do that for you, we'll do that for you. So they're just making this man more and more money while they're just doing his bidding without even fucking realizing. So obviously some people have clocked on and gone like, yo, what's going on? To show how grateful I am to everyone that helped tidy things up, I'm going to donate 100,000 to charity. What charity should I donate? Appreciate you all. Do you see what the problem is? Instead of facing any criticism and like trying to understand where people are coming from, he just goes, oh, people are upset, well, I'll just give more money to charity. To me, this just seems so egotistical and so deluded that you can't see why people who aren't your fans are looking at this and going, yo, this is a bit weird.